are mortgage interest rates going to do? Are they going to go up? Are they going to go down? Are they going to stay where they are? And how will you know whether mortgage rates are going to go up or down in the future? You can use a really simple rule for, I suppose, guessing with an element of logic about what's going to happen in the future. And you have to think of the mortgage lender like a business. They are a business, so you have to think of them like a business. And remember that a mortgage lender has income, expenditure, and they've got to make profit. Now, most mortgage lenders will set their interest rates and link them to the Bank of England base rates. There are other ways of doing it, but normally the mortgage interest rates and the lenders are linked to the Bank of England base rate. And then they'll make profit on top of that from borrowing a money at a set amount and then lending it out to you and me at a higher amount, and that's where they make their profit. They will account for an error, like a margin for default and arrears, people just not paying their mortgages and so on. But generally speaking, a lender will borrow money at a certain rate and then lend it out at a higher rate to make profit. So right now, as we speak, the Bank of England base rate is 4%. Now, if you assume that a normal business would need to make 25% profit margin on top of that, then they're going to be charging you and me around 5%, 5.5% on average as our mortgage interest rates. Now, of course, the corporates and the big lenders and the big borrowers might be able to do something different with the rates. I'm talking about just the general, everyday landlord, property investor, home buyer, that sort of thing. So right now, on average, we're probably getting about 5.5%. And I think you can expect that for the foreseeable future. I think that's where it's going to stay, give or take a couple of 0.1s and 0.2s. Now, the reason for that is because I can't see the Bank of England base rate going down anytime soon. I also can't really see it going too much higher, not at the moment. So I think that mortgage lenders are settling their interest rates around the 5.5% mark, because then they can borrow it at a certain amount, or they can use their existing funds and link interest rates to the Bank of England base rate. However, mortgage lenders still have to compete. They have to lend money. It's the sole reason for their existence. It's like my letting agency not managing any properties. Well, then we wouldn't be a letting agency, would we? It's as simple as that. So a mortgage lender has to lend. You might be able to shop around and get 0.1% off, 0.2% off, 0.3% off here and there. Also, you might be able to get better deals from things like tracker mortgages or variable rate mortgages, because at the time, right now, they might be more appealing. They might be better rates. Now, they do come with different risks. I'm not a mortgage advisor. You should definitely speak to a mortgage advisor or speak to your bank or a financial advisor, whatever. Speak to someone else. I'm just giving you some ideas here. But certainly when there is uncertainty in the country, then these rates are higher. And the reason for that is because mortgage lenders lend out their money and they charge a bit more just to cover themselves. If there's a bit more default, a bit more arrears, more people don't pay their mortgages. So that's why in some cases of uncertainty, a mortgage lender might charge you more as an interest rate just because they're covering their backs. It's just business, nothing personal. Now, in order for you to think about whether you want to buy an investment property now, if you're going to use a mortgage and you're worried about high interest rates, then think of it like an investor. If you are a property investor or you want to be a property investor, then the chances are you're not trying to invest in a buy-to-let property so that you can make profit on it next month. The idea is you invest in a property for the long term, so that in 20 years' time, 15 years' time, whatever it might be, you've made profit, you've grown the value of the property, and along the way, you've given yourself some extra cash flow. At the moment, whilst interest rates are the level they are, you might have to set your sights on making slightly less profit for the time being, but still making profit, but making slightly less than you might have done 2 years ago. when interest rates were like 2% and 3%. So that shouldn't put you off buying an investment property, definitely. And I would always say that you can make more profit by still investing in property than you can by leaving your money in the bank. Some people prefer having the cash in the bank because they can see it, they know it's there and it's always available. Well, other people want to grow their money and make more money, and that comes with an element of risk. But I would make the argument you can always make more profit in property than you can with just leaving money in your bank. But again, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a mortgage advisor, I'm not a specialist, I'm just a person who invests in property, and I am a businessman as well. So I still think that you should focus on the long term. I think you should focus on at least making some profit now. Forget 2 years ago, those days are gone. That was a fantastic time for anybody that invested in property and got 2-3% interest rates from their mortgage lenders. Great. But think of it logically. Think of it. How much do the bank borrow their money at? Or how much do they have to link the money they lend to? What do they have to link it to? And what margin do they make on top? And that should give you an idea of how you can calculate and forecast or estimate where you think interest rates are going to go. So as soon as you see a Bank of England interest rate go up, you know mortgage rates are obviously going to follow. So I hope that helps, and let me know if you want me to connect you with my mortgage advisor. I'm more than happy to do that. Just send me an email and I'll link you up to my mortgage advisor by email, and hopefully he can find you the right mortgage for you. You can email me directly. It's tom@soanegroup.co.uk. And by the way, I have a book coming out. Yes. And I'm going to advertise it to you right now. Well, I'm not going to advertise it. I'm just going to tell you it's called The Anonymous Landlord. And it's a book all about being a modern landlord, all the things you need to do to be a modern landlord, how you need to set it all up so that you can be a modern landlord, but also how you can find an investment property, what you need to do to make sure you're getting the right investment property for you, which people you need to be associated with and how you need to treat people, what you need to do with people, who you need on board, who you need on side. It's really a guide to being able to make profit from property without sacrificing your time, your energy, your mental health, your family's time, and also to make sure you stay profitable. So if you would like to pre-order that book, I will send a link. That will be on my Facebook page, on my YouTube channel. It'll also be on my TikTok. It'll be on my Instagram, my LinkedIn, and my Twitter. So make sure you're following me there as well, because I'll share that link out at different times on different platforms. And you can pre-order that book. There may well also be some special offers, special prizes, where I'll send you a book for free if you win it. But make sure you keep an eye out for that book. I am being tipped as an Amazon bestseller, so watch this space. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. So contact me if you would like any help from me, my letting agency, my mortgage advisor, or if you want to find a good off-market buy-to-let property, let me know. Or if you just want my book, email me, I'll send you the link.